Hello, hello, how's it going? How's it going? I hope everyone's doing well. It's Saturday night. Let's go sewing. I've had quite a few adventures this weekend. I've done quite a few things. And I heard that. Yay! Hello, Joy, Pam, Alibaba. Said they'll be right back because they're getting a drink. Hello, hello. I hope everyone's doing well. My heater just kicked on because it's winter here in Southern California. I know that means something different to different people, but it's cold here. Awesome. Hello, everybody. Hello, Pam, Joy, Alibaba, Commander. Great to see you. Joyous, Joy. Hello, hello. Awesome, awesome. I hope everyone's doing well. Today, I thought I was going to have enough time to put out my short, but I did not have enough time. Today, I went to the San Fernando Valley swap meet. It was really random. A long time ago, I went there and I was like, I wonder if that place still exists. And it does. Awesome, awesome. And I found a few things. I didn't go too crazy, but I found a few things here and there. All right, let me check that. Perfect. It's cold for a California. For a Californian. It's actually more windy than anything else here. But, we're used to that. Kind of expect it this time of year. So, I don't even know where to begin. After I went to the thrift store, I went to the one thrift store that keeps on giving. After I went to the swap meet, I went to the thrift store and I bought this. This is just random scraps, but I do a lot of patchwork and slow stitching. But out of all, let's pull these out because I haven't even looked at these yet. Awesome. But I saw this. Ooh. Join the movement. Oh, that's in there. That's cool. That's cool. Yay. Hello, everybody. Hello. Windshield factor is no joke. Absolutely. Absolutely. That it makes me laugh because I all summer long I was making coats and I always layer up when I go out. Today it was freezing and I felt fine because I was layered. I had a vest on. I I had on a bunch of leather and I was ready to go. I purchased this for these patches. I'm going to patch up a few pair of pants and make them look fancy, but there's quite a few. There's a ton of fabric here, so I'm stoked. I only paid $5 for it, so it's a complete score. And I see interfacing and backing. Cool. So I got a ton of that. I also have a crazy story. I don't even know how to preface this story. I don't even know how to say, like, hey, something really insane kind of happened. But I'll save it for later because it is kind of early. That would make a nice elbow patch for a sweater. Absolutely. Because I think it's Fendi and a lot of other different companies constantly use this print. So whenever I find this print, I grab it. I'm stoked, and there's a ton. And I'm thinking about doing another patchwork outfit because I have miles of scraps. Oh, excuse me. Awesome. Also, okay, so you can always start with I was in downtown. You believe it or not, I did not go to downtown LA today. I did not. Anya, hello, how are you? welcome to the My So-Called Life channel. Awesome. We're just hanging out. I'm showing off all the crazy stuff. I actually went thrifting this morning before Rashawn's stream. That's why I was up early. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. Awesome. So I found a ton of that. I'm glad that you joined us in here because I have a funny, not so funny story. So everybody knows that I sew. Everybody knows that I sell all kinds of things. I don't even know how to like. The most insane thing happened to me today, and I don't even know where to begin. And it happened early this morning, so I've stewed on it all day. Hello. Awesome. So there I was, minding my own business. I went to the San Fernando Valley SWAT meet this morning early. I was cooling out, being cool, minding my own business, and I walked up to a place where I saw everything was cheap. Everything was cheap. And the guy was like, oh, I heard him say, oh, that's $1. So I was like, okay, I bought this. Everybody knows I'm huge. I'm 215 pounds. This wasn't for me. Okay. I bought this for the sake of science. I bought this corset for scientific purposes. So the guy is in the back of a giant truck and he's sitting there and he's like, oh, you're into that kind of stuff. You're really into that kind of stuff. And I look at him and I'm like, I joke. See, this is where I made the mistake. I jokingly said, this is LA. Everybody's into that kind of stuff. The guy was like, oh, you're into that kind of stuff? I have something else to show you. Okay, I know some people might leave when I say this word. He literally opened up this giant bag of dildos. And I looked at him respectfully, and I was like, thank you so much. And I walked away. Just because it's not that kind of party. It is not that kind of party. It's not that kind. People always say, oh, LA is crazy. Los Angeles County is wild. And it's wild because people are passive aggressively crazy. Like they'll just seem normal. And then they're like, hey, look at this. You guys, that was at like 8:15. I was up early. I was outside. It was windy. I had many layers on. It was 8:15 in the morning and this guy's flashing stuff. Never aboard. And you know what the funny thing is? I was shopping for fabric because I knew they had fabric there. Well, cancel. People make the craziest assumptions. I bought this for science, and he thought that I was way more freaky than. And you know what the funny thing is? I was layered. I had on my filthy vest that has all the curse words on it. Like didn't even look welcoming. I didn't even look nice. I didn't look happy. The things that happen to me when I just want to buy fabric. Oh, do you know what's really funny? I am never that familiar with people. I do not get that familiar with people. I sat here all day and wondered if I was going to say that word or not. That's how familiar I try not to be with people. A bit much for 8 o'clock in the morning. I like to go shopping for fabric early in the morning. Am I picturing a little guy with a big coat opening up. No, he was just sitting there. He's been sitting there. He just, it was a swap meet, so he had a ton of stuff, and it was cheap. I bought an army coat. I bought all kinds of crazy stuff. Some people are selling it for $1. Yikes! It's stolen though. So what are you inspired to sew? I've been cloud watching you for a bit, and I see how many sewing machines you have. Do you teach sewing? Do you know what? In my earlier videos from about 2 or 3 years ago, I did a lot of tutorials, but people just kind of lost interest. If you're interested in anything, let me know and I'll make a video about it, because I'm always looking for ideas for videos, because if it's sewing related, I'll make a video about anything. But I have quite a few tutorials, but I need to get back to that as well. After that story, what do you Well, Joy, thank you for asking, Inya and Joy. I am going to make, let's see. And that was my morning. I was driving home. Like, did that really happen? Did that really? I'm gonna make a long coat with my grandma couch inspired material. Do you know, this year I was going to retire pattern R11407, but let's be kidding, I didn't. So in 2024, I'm not going to sell Mimi G pattern R11407. So I think this is going to be possibly the last time that but I fell in love with this design, and I love, like I said, a year or two ago, all I wear is black and white every single day. So for years now, I've been trying to add color to my they do paint, they take a ton of time. I've been trying to add color to my wardrobe, and now I have gone down the alley of couch cushion, and this reminds me and yeah, I pick up some things, different ways to alter patterns. For instance, example, the hoods we see in the videos. Do you know? And that's another thing. I make giant inspired hoods because I'm going through a phase right now. I want to be able to like sneak food into the movie theater. I know, Pam, but like I've made over like I need to start selling my coats. That's how many I've made, because I've been cleaning up my closet. Do you know what inspired all of this? Is that I'm starting to make the video of everything I've made in 2024. And I had to make sure, I had to look at my video from everything I made in 2023, because it kind of reminded me of the same video from a year ago. And in the beginning of the year, and I have patterns, it's really weird. Like from November until January, I sew my face off. And I did the same thing last year. So humans are predictable that way. It's okay, cool. I try, but sometimes it's so difficult for me. I'm simple, and I want to make shirts. Do you know what though? And yeah, I make shirts on here all the time. All the time. That's one thing I try for all the crazy stuff that I make, I wear, and I make a lot of shirts because I wear them in like every day. And I actually, if you're into pattern sewing, I'll pull it out in a second, but I just recently fell in love with this shirt making pattern, and I've made quite a few. I've made quite a few. And that's another thing. Everything I've made in 2023 is going to be a two-parter. But this is the shirt pattern that I've been making. I got this at Walmart. This is Simplicity S9 158. And I've made quite a few of these. And I've made a bunch of turtlenecks because I watched the Return of the Mac video way too many times. You should definitely be selling things. Well, this year I weirdly fell into making clothes for people, and that's been making money. And now I'm getting known in weird circles. It's the weirdest thing. I'm getting known for making denim dresses. So that's actually been picking up. It does make money though. It does, because sewing takes time though. That's the thing. It takes a lot of time. I'm still not over I got propositioned over a corset. Wrong message. Wrong message. Oh, thank you. I will be wearing that in a little bit when I have to take it off. I've already serged all the pieces for my coat because that's what takes time. That's why we have 3 or 4 hour streams. And I'm going to make the coat and then I'm going to ramble for another 2 hours after that. I've never made one, not into skirts, but many I know are. And the circle skirt is a great intro. Absolutely. That's how I started. That's exactly how I started. And a friend of mine asked me, she's like, "Oh, so you sew? Can you make a skirt?" And she's like, "I want it down to my shoes." And I learned. There was a failure or two, but I learned. Awesome. Awesome. I think recycled denim dresses might be big next summer. They're picking up here. They're picking up here. Not into skirts either, Ollie, but I like to make my Pam roll. Absolutely, Pam. You inspired me to make overalls. And that's another thing. In the beginning of last year, I forgot I made like 4 or 5 pairs of overalls. I forgot. And that's the beautiful thing. While I was going through my video, I remembered of everything I made this year. I've made so much this year. And that's not even the stuff that I made while live streaming. Hey, Skids, how's it going? How's it going? There's you missed a great story, Skits. You missed a legendary story. Now, whenever I bring up the corset, everybody's gonna laugh, and you missed out on it. I'll bring I'll bring it up later when I wash the PTSD off of that story. Oh, speaking of which, I bought fabric. Nothing too crazy. So I didn't go too crazy, and this was pre-proposition, but I bought 5 yards, and I'm glad that you're here, Skits, to tell me that this isn't red. But please tell me that this is red. Oh, and it's kind of sheer too. But I bought 5 yards of this, and the guy he took one look at me. He's like, $2 a yard. I was like, I'll take it. I'll take 5 yards, please. And it's red. So that's awesome. Saturday night. It's already been a crazy. I can't even get that back in the bag because it's huge, and he shoved it in a little bag. All right. There we go. Perfect. Let me catch up with the chat. Awesome. I've only made 1 pair of overalls. Do you know what's really funny? Whenever I'm not trying, they come out perfect. And then when I try a pattern or something, it's always a failure. So I need to just let it go and make another pair again. Because the first 2 pair I made were perfect. I had no idea what I was doing. I literally just traced an old pair of overalls. Getting ready to see Zach Wild. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I've made over 40 pairs of Pamerals. Not for all for me though, but I do have like 30 pairs. You know, I you know how many sewing machines and jackets I own? No judgment here at all. I own quite a few. Absolutely, Alibaba. Absolutely. Reddish, orangish. Oh. Did you say it's orangish? Am I colorblind? And thank you, Inya. Thank you. Am I colorblind? One of the reasons is sometimes you guys have me second guessing the color because sometimes maybe I am colorblind. But this is red. Oh, here we go. And you know what's funny? I found the coat that started it all. I looked at it, it is kind of orangish. It is kind of orangish. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because a while ago I made a coat and there was a bit of a controversy and it was orange and it was orange-ish, red adjacent. And I thought it I wanted it to be red. I've even made a mini pair of Pam rolls for Barbie. Aw, that's awesome, Pam. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a scientific fact that we all see the same color differently. I hope so. I hope so. And do you know what's really funny? This is actually really quality material. But because I live in Los Angeles, you see Lady of Guadalupe everywhere. So I jumped. When I saw this, I was like, oh, I bought a few yards of this. I will be making a sweatshirt out of this. This is going to be a sweatshirt that I'm going to wear all the time. I might get jumped. Somebody might have something to say because I scream blasphemous, but I'm in love with this Lady of Guadalupe print. Oh, we got told the sky is blue, for instance, and if we're used to someone else's eyes, it might be more whitish or more blue, or if we're using Will's eyes, orange skies. What are you talking about? Sky's aqua green. Aqua green. So needless to say, today's adventure was kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy. So if you ever want to get propositioned, find some affordable fabric. Go to the San Fernando swap meet. I was walking out of there kind of numb, like, did that really happen? But you know what? He was trying to make a sale. Oh, and I also bought like this weird. I thought it was an army coat, but it's a blazer. I got this. I bought it for $1 because I thought it was a coat because army coats are warm. But this is a blazer and it's Massimo. If anyone's around my age in your 40s and above, you will remember old school Massimo. And I laughed. I didn't even see the tag until I got it home and defleed this thing. There it is. But this thing's still hang drying because I washed it twice. But it's been a while, a long time ago. I was just kind of randomly driving. Sometimes I like to get lost because you find things like that. And I found the swap meet, but I went on like a Tuesday because it's a everyday swap meet. It's open every day, but not all the vendors are there. So it was crazy today. It was crazy. Excuse me. And because I was there early, I got parking, but like anywhere else, get there early. if you're in the area and you're gonna go, get there real early. Today was crazy. Let me clear this corset of shame. Let me clear my desk. Oh. I don't even know what these are. Frame cards. I'll check those out later. I'm actually really excited about the patches. I'm gonna go off. This goes right along the line with my fake Fendi coat. I'm gonna patch a bunch of pants and make them look fancy with that. And there's a ton of fabric here too. So that was a complete score with a dryer sheet that's going in the trash. I wondered what that was. That's a dryer sheet. They were nice. That's nice putting a dryer sheet in there. To be honest, it looks like a well-constructed corset. A thin person would have worn that, I think. There was all kinds of freaky clothes there. For a buck, it was worth me grabbing it for science because, I'm being asked to make all kinds of crazy clothes nowadays. And with my patterns, it's one thing, but like actually physically having an example is a completely different thing. So I need, for science. It's always my excuse. Absolutely, Alibaba, absolutely. But yeah, if I would start like I sew a lot of simplicity patterns, but that's because I live within 4 minutes of a Walmart. Like at a sprint right now, I could make it to Walmart before I was out of bread. But I use a lot of simplicity patterns, a lot of different patterns, and this will definitely help. Like if you're looking for something, and if you don't have a Walmart near you, like these are really cheap on Amazon as well. Of course, they are coming back. They are. They're a lot of thought and experience. Exactly. And that's another thing. It's just I need, I'm trying to add it to the repertoire. It's late for me on the East Coast. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great night. Thank you for stopping by. We're nothing but fun here in the House of Sewing. It's another crazy story. But seriously, thank you so much for stopping by. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So, like I said, half an hour ago, I'm gonna clear my desk. I'm excited to make this coat. I haven't decided how big I'm going to make the collar yet, but that's why I already searched all the pieces and put everything together because I'm excited to make this and I want to finish it this evening. So I've been working at it for a while. Must be fun. We keep coming back. Thank you, Joy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Seriously. I didn't even come with my disclaimer. This program is for entertainment purposes only, and this content is not intended to malign any religion, race, company, individual, or wigs. All opinions expressed by my so-called life and program participants are solely their personal views and do not reflect the opinions of every human being on planet Earth. I'll save that one for later. All kinds of exciting stuff is happening. Thank you, Alibaba. Thank you. Today was definitely one of those laugh out loud days. Definitely. It's not every day. And at my local swap meet, there's trucks where everything's $1. And in my short, you're gonna see that I actually brace yourself, get ready for it. I actually walked past a sewing machine and did not buy it. And I guarantee you, because it was from that guy, I guarantee if I told him, oh, I'll give you $5 for it, he would have sold it to me, but it was trashed. It was trashed. So mark this day. I actually walked past the sewing machine. It had the case and everything. But I think I was so sketched out, I didn't want to speak to him again. But it'll be in my short, so we could all laugh and remember where that came from in the first place. Oh, good day, good times. He's making progress. I'm trying. it's because either tomorrow or this evening I have to take everything. All of this, I've scoured my entire house. I don't know why I put all my Christmas stuff back in there. I kind of know why, because there's a huge storage space back there. But behind the television, and there's these two tables. There's one, two, three, four, five, six. There's like eight or nine sewing machines between that door. So I'm gonna have to move everything. So I'm gonna make a because I gotta pull Chris. Once I open that door, Christmas is gonna come screaming out of that door. So, so I have to do something about it because I'm of that age where I'm the guy. I'm the guy. I'm like the guy that makes Christmas happen around here. So that's why I didn't buy the sewing machine, because I couldn't justify, because this is the area in which I would hide it, but then I would have to, it would just be a mess. It would just be a giant mess. And hopefully I sleep in tomorrow and I do not go to my local swap meet. That place did get my beak wet for going to the swap meet, but I went to my local swap meet so many times. I know I know what they have and what they do not have. All right. But for anyone who's wondering, we are still going Surger strong here in the House of Sewing. That plastic Walmart brother is still going. I'm not superstitious, so I'm not gonna. I saw a Johnson Ruffler sewing machine for $50 in Oregon. I might get it if it doesn't sell by the end of the month. It just sells ruffles. I kind of need something like that. That's awesome. I wonder when's Christmas break. I keep on seeing people in these YouTube videos. They'll like walk in. They're like, "Oh, this is the vintage sewing machine section in my Goodwill." My Goodwill does not even have a sewing machine section. They're like, "Oh, this place always has vintage machines." Like, where do you live? Because that never happens here. Yay! So I decided to the lining is black, but I lined up all the poppies. Let me take this down. I lined up all the poppies so everything is going in the right direction. Well, in the same direction. So that will be the direction of the coat. But I serged everything. I might go old school and add lining to it, but back in the day, I would always add lining after my video or live stream. So it's not that big of a deal. And when I say lining, I mean the front of the coat, because I haven't decided if I'm going to put buttons or a zipper, but this is microfiber, so I'm probably going to put buttons. Yay. Awesome. Do you know, I haven't even checked the bobbin on this thing, but we're going to see how it sews. It's because I have the end of a giant spool of Coates and Clark thread. And so it just kind of sat there and kept going and going and going. But now is the moment of truth, because that thread is getting towards the bottom. But I only look like I'm wasteful. I do not waste anything. So I use my thread until it's till the very end. To the very, very end. Oh, that last piece is uneven. I'm gonna have to start over. I bet $5 on it. Oh, you're about to run out of the. Do you know I sew so much? We're gonna find out. I have 2 yellow wound bobbins, and I'm asking myself, like, is it too much effort just to wind some black bobbins? But the yellow ones are sitting here, and like I said, I'm not gonna let them go to waste. So I might pop a yellow bobbin in, and with this funky color and the black on top, you won't be able to tell anyways. Okay. All right, we're going. Hey, Dixie Doodle, how are you? How are you? Great to see you. Awesome. Yay. All right. At least 3 or 4 times today, I had to stop myself from buying a new chair. I love my Golden Girl chair, but I need something with wheels in here. Ah. Yay, hello, Dixie. Hello, hello. All right. Let me make sure I have my scissors. I'm like returning to my old habits where I sit down and I do not have my supplies. And I got really good at it. And then lately I've been in outer space somewhere. And every time I sit down, I forget my scissors. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, hello, hello. Hi, Dixie. Alibaba, I do the same thing. It's a habit because I type with both of my thumbs. So I do that often. Beautiful. Yeah. Hello, hello. I didn't even. I do the same thing, Dixie. I do the same thing. I read most typos as what people intended them to be. I'm one of those people that there's this thing that was floating around on the internet for a long time. It was missing letters and vowels and all kinds of things. But it said, if you can read this, you're blah, 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 blah. I could read that thing perfectly because I would just, fill in the blanks. So you're not alone on that. All right. For some reason that sounded terrible, but it looks great. I have enough scissors. I don't need to get up. I was trying to do that. I was trying to have a pair of scissors at every table, but I get up and move around. And now that the serger has its own planet over there in the corner, I usually leave my scissors over there now. I almost want to go buy another pair of these fancy scissors that I got, but I'm like, no, that's a little too bougie even for me. I'm going to get my Cutco's sharpened. Really is what I need to do. Because I was so loyal to those things for years. Ooh, what are you caught on? Let's cut that and see what happens. But I have Cutco's that I just need to get sharpened. Ah! Didn't last very long at all. You didn't last Oh, and I dropped it. Oh, cool. There, this is navy blue. That's black adjacent. It's dark enough. Perfect. We'll keep the party going. We're gonna keep the party going. Oh, that's hilarious. Ugh. All right. I hate getting up for scissors. Well, I went to the dollar store and I bought I have my dollar my advice where I always say, "Oh, the dollar store has these really sharp scissors." And I bought a pair, but like I bought a pair that had butterflies on them, okay? I got all impulsive and they were dull. And so they're in the drawer of scissors now, and I need to sharpen those. Because I know underneath they just need to be sharpened. So I have a whole line of scissors that need help. And that's the thing about these scissors, man. I got these and they're quality and they're consistent too. Beautiful. Is that $6? Do you know what's really funny? At my local Walmart, the rotary cutter tool is cheaper than the replacement by itself. Make it make sense. So the handle and the blade, because they sell you one blade at a time. So the handle and the blade, at least at my local Walmart, is cheaper than buying the refill. I sat there and I was like, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. All right. So here comes the semi-fun part. Awesome. So I'm gonna start off my next video with, so you decided to dress like a couch cushion. I grew up around people that were holding on to a certain era and not letting go of it at any cost. And so these funky designs just remind me of back in the day of people that are way gone, because I grew up around an older family. And every time, and to me, it was always the same. But every time someone would walk in my grandmother's house, they would be like, dude, it is 1971 in here. But to me, that house was always trapped in time. So this reminds me of back in the day when everything was kind of looked like a couch cushion. Oh, not those. Wow. Those measurements are kind of spot on. Usually I kind of cut these off a little bit because I want the back to be a little bit longer, but I want to say 5 inches or 6 inches longer than I normally would. So I measured it out and did it on both and it came out perfect. So I'm not going to mess with perfection at all. I'm thinking about going, excuse me. I'm thinking about going full 1970s giant collar on this, but I go 1970s collar on everything. I'm really paying attention to my pinning on this one because even with the serger, the microfiber has a tend to run and jump. So I'm pinning it really tight. But on a better note, I love working with this microfiber. Ever since I found my Santee Alley fabric, I fell in love with this stuff. So that's why when I was digging through all that material in downtown last week, I was stoked when I found this. And it's not valuable to Mr. Modelo, but to me, it's extremely valuable. But to him, it's been sitting there for 30 years, probably. I need to check the company on the Santee Alley fabric and see how old it is. Because I do still have probably like 30 yards, 25 yards left of that Santee Alley fabric. All right, perfect. This is why I like doing prep before a stream because this is the stuff that takes you an hour or two, you know. But now that it's already done, I can sew it together, see what it looks like, and then make my collar. Beautiful. I've checked. I'm trying to get Janet Jackson's "All Right" on my so-called life, but every time I try to upload it on my other channel, it gives it a copyright strike and gives me the option to not do it. Because there's been a few songs like Rasputin as well. They're not necessarily letting me play those songs on my channel. All right. And you know, besides Matthew McConaughey, I don't know anybody else that says all right besides myself. And it's a good Janet Jackson song too. Silk top layer was shattered, and I can remember way back my grandmother and my mom looking back at my grand's old stays she got from her grandmother, stays before corsets. Silk top layers was shattering in the juke thread as cording was coming up and laying loose. I think it was when I was 6 or 7. Wow. Been looking at garments ever since, really. That's awesome, Ollie. That's absolutely awesome. That is what I live by. Ollie, reinforce your seams and always be yourself. Half the time I'm saying it to myself to remind myself. Crisis averted. I found my pins. I've purchased a ton of pins though. So if because I'm constantly like, where are my pins? And they're sitting on the dryer, or I left them on the kitchen table or something. So what I do is I still have a bunch in the package for that one day that I really can't find them. There's a few things in this house that I've hid from myself. Oh, that I'm still looking for. All right, I think the pins are in place. Ready to go. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. What can we say besides groovy? I don't know if it's because I've seen too many. I'm from the era where all the Austin Power movies came out. What can we say besides groovy? Uh, all right, I'm gonna switch my angle. Fabulous. I like that. I like that. I I say that all the time. Oh, I say lovely and people judge me. I say lovely all the time and people judge me. But certain things are just lovely. Oh, thank you, Pam. Oh. Groovy, far out, rad. So where I'm from, people still say rad. It's a certain group though, but people still say, "Oh, that's rad." It is not rare to hear that around here. But it's a certain age group. I was actually watching this video about people in the UK. They were arguing, and this one lady was like, "You don't see any 67-year-old punks," and they showed a picture of a guy who was in his 70s. I'm sure he's the exception to the rule, but he still rocks out after all these years. Has a mohawk and everything. It made me laugh. Oh, right. But YouTube is good for that sensationalism. Perfect. I think also I'm used to like an industrial needle, and I'm using more of a universal needle, and I always have a leather needle in here. So I'm used to the powerful like wop 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 when the sewing machine's hitting it. I think that's one of the reasons I'm like, what is wrong with this thing? It's just a brand new needle, that's all, and it's not as powerful as its predecessors. Perfect. Let me catch the sides first before. Yay. Oh, gnarly. People still say, I still say gnarly. I still say gnarly. I still stay stoked. That's because I swore I was going to be a professional surfer, and then I had to grow up because I had a child. I still say gnarly to this very day. Thank you so much, Pam and Dixie. Thank you very much. I love this pattern. It reminds me just of people that just of times that have gone past. Thank you. I use a needle for fabric. Well, see, that's the thing. Like I use a leather needle for everything just because they last forever and they punch through everything. But sometimes on certain material they're too blunt, and I've been working with much more thin material lately, so I've had to back off of these hardcore sewing needles that I've been using because because the leather needle will it'll punch right through it, almost anything as far as material goes. But it also puts giant holes in thin fabric. Maybe that's why I subconsciously line everything. All right. And I went in. I had a weird experience. I went into a not so local. I can't tell if it was Ross or Marshall's. Judge me, because they all look the same. I said it, but it was a strange experience because like I guess it was like a half sale. People were going crazy. The holidays are something else. They are truly something else. And I think because I'm always out there looking for deals and buying stuff, I really don't notice until this time of year just the absolute insanity of people. Even at Sprawl Mart, there were people there. And I mean a ton of people. Okay. Whoops. There we go. Perfect. Yay. Leather is chisel point, not blunt. Knit needles are blunt. Yes, thin fabric, microtext needle and thin threads. I just felt like I was doing way too much as far as like always having the leather needle in for everything. But it was something that I just came to trust because it was always reliable and it never, I never had a problem with a leather needle. And because it was so thorough, I didn't even think about it. But it was something that I have to start using more appropriate needles for the project that I'm doing at the time. All right. Perfect. Perfect. I just had to make sure they're even, uneven on both sides, and they are. That's one thing about this pattern. If I do stop doing this pattern, which I know I need to, I know these measurements so well. It's like I can spot mistakes while sewing because I've made this coat so many times. Or this is actually a variation of the coat because it's more military style. I've just used it as a template for a trench. Perfect. Perfect. Well, you do make stuff with heavy fabrics, true. And I think that's what it was, is I go through like I'll make something that's all denim and then I just do not change the needle out. And then I'll go into and I'll do my live streams and everything. And then a week later I realize that like, I've used that for every project that's come across my desk. Oh, for some reason that looked open. And it was. It's because it was easy. That is easy to fix. Beautiful. All right. So let's start pulling pins. See how this looks. Oh, it's been a beautiful day here in the house of sewing. Regardless of the wind, it was still a beautiful day. But like we were talking about earlier, the wind chill factor is no joke. But I know a guy who sat around all summer while everybody was out playing. He sat around all summer making coats. So so he was ready. Perfect. All right. I'm gonna throw this on the mannequin, see how it looks. Oh, this is coming out beautiful. All right. The I took the hat off of my eagle friend. Ah, I still am on the quest for a new cowboy hat because mine is so ratty. I really only wear it to work because it is so sad and ratty. I'm just gonna have to go somewhere and I'm think actually, it's funny that I bring this up. Tomorrow I'm thinking about getting new boots, like real boots. How many coats are on the mannequin already? I've been cleaning in here, so I've taken a few layers off the mannequin. It's 25 here, but wind chill feels like 15. Yikes. Yikes. I won't complain about where I'm from. Really, the regular Stetson is nice. I like the do you know what it is? I have a brown hat. I have a white hat. But when it comes to wearing a cowboy hat every day, I want to wear a black one. I know that sounds childish, but I think I've been wearing a black cowboy hat for over 10 or 11 years, and so I'm just used to it. I used to jump like way back in the day. I would jump back between the white and the black, but one day I just started wearing the black hat all the time. Oh, awesome. Okay. Okay, so maybe there is a few coats on here. I am determined. I am determined to. Oh, I forgot how flaky this stuff is. I'm determined to finish the fake Fendi. I've always wanted a knockoff something without having to go buy it on the streets of New York. And they really cracked down in downtown LA. Like they really cracked down. So you can't buy fake stuff like you used to, as far as like just, in certain areas. All right, but we're gonna get further than we did with the Fendi code. But first, before I make promises, let's add the sleeves on. Beautiful. Absolutely, Alibaba. Absolutely. I feel like my black hat goes with everything. And where I'm from, I've been walking around with this hat on for about 2 weeks in public, and people don't recognize me. I'll walk right up to somebody that's always excited to see me. And then the second I say you don't recognize me with my cowboy hat off, and they're like, oh, it takes them a minute. And it's a good thing to change up every once in a while, but I like wearing my black cowboy hat. So I'm definitely in the hunt right now. Tomorrow, I'm going to go buy brand new boots. I'm going to get new cowboy boots tomorrow. It's one of those things I do for myself, and it's been a while. Oh, I have a question to my sewing friends. In the chat. Can I sew a pair of boots back together? I ripped a pair of my cowboy boots because I'm hardcore. And I completely ripped a pair of my boots, and I'll show you. I've had these since I want to say 2016, 2015 maybe, but I really ripped my cowboy boot. If you can see, it is ripped. Can I sew that back together? It's leather. Can't I like theoretically just sew that back together? Or should I just go buy new boots? Regardless, I'm gonna buy new boots, but I don't. These things have been so loyal to me. I've had these for so long. I don't want to trash them. I'm gonna keep them forever. I just don't know what to do. I might sew them back together. And they're not to the point of complete disintegration yet. Patch. Yes, panel and use the owl type sewing kit. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I have a ton of stuff I can actually anchor that to. Patch it. Thank you. Duct tape. I have a ton. I have miles of duct tape in here. It's for my plumbing business. I'm kidding. That is hilarious. Older vintage machines might do it. So you don't think I should do it with my baby lock? My baby lock's pretty powerful, and that's um it's not the most thick it's weathered. That leather is so beaten up. I those were my fancy shoes, and then after the plague I was like, what am I waiting for? I'm gonna live my life. So I started wearing my cowboy boots, those particular boots, all the time, but they're trashed, so I've had to go back to my black boots. A cobbler machine. There's somebody in my town. They have these giant sizes that we resole everything, but I don't want to end up paying more money than I paid for the boot. I would not do that on a plastic arm machine. Okay, good to know. I do have many metal machines that I could literally just pull out. What about this one though? This says heavy duty. Can I do it on this? Even though I can do this with one arm. It's not very heavy duty. This says, according to Singer, this is heavy duty. Oh, or is it just duty? Your baby lock might work. I was thinking it's an extremely powerful machine. It reminds me of a smaller version of my Husqvarna Viking, which is not working right now. If you want to risk it. See, but that's the thing. I don't want to trash the machine I use every day. Gosh, I need to clean that thing. I swear after this evening, I'm going to clean that thing. No, heavy duty. I know. It's shocking to me they call that thing heavy duty, and I could go like this with it. It's crazy. But like I said, I wanted that machine purely for my collection. That is in my Singer Hall of Fame. And see, once I got a gray Singer, I stopped talking about him. I quit looking up random pictures of him. I still need to watch season 2 of that show that I was watching. This time of year is weirdly busy, and like I said early, like I have to put Christmas on, and so I will be oh gosh, pulling out all the Christmas stuff. I might start this evening. All right. The cool thing about pulling everything out and putting it back is that I get to rewire everything. Oh, Kilroy, I hope you're doing well. I hope everything is okay. You're not here to make fun of me and my giant ball of wires and the giant mess that is my giant ball of wire. Me too. I would use the old black singer. I have one that's ready to go. That actually, you know what's really funny? I have one from 1910 that's ready to go as well. I need to go back to Rooster's Relics. I just finished watching Final Destination 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good movies. That is so awesome. Is that the one with the logging? Is that the one like with the logging truck in the first one? The reason why no one will ever, at least anyone who's ever seen the movie, will ever get behind a logging truck? Or am I thinking of a different movie? But when I was in Oregon, every time a logging truck would be on the street, everybody would get in the other lane. And it felt like, oh gosh, I think it was that movie. I could be wrong. Okay, that's attached. Oh. Yes, it is that movie. It is, and you'll need stronger thread. Oh, thank you so much, Joy. I actually will upholstery thread work. I have miles of really thick upholstery thread. Perfect. Actually, that was not perfect. All right, let's try to reattach that again. Oh, the kids are having a rager outside. Perfect. It's always important, like getting that initial pin is important because I have to line up both sides and see from here. Perfect. I can just go along the seams and line them up. This is kind of easier when everything is surged. 2023 will definitely be the year of the surger. Yay! Hello, hello. And one of them has a logging truck. Those were good movies. I like those movies. What are we making this evening? I'm making a jacket that looks like a couch cushion. I think it will not work. Why do we need upholstery thread? Oh, I want to sew my boots back together. We're talking about movies. We're talking about Final Destination 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And oh, I'm sorry, 6, 7, and 8. Those are actually good movies. I liked every single one of them. I'm trying to see if I can fix my leather boots. I'm gonna go buy new boots tomorrow. But I'm gonna buy cowboy boots tomorrow. And yes, I'm still gonna go to a certain side of town. Flu vog. But for tomorrow's sake, I'm gonna buy cowboy boots. But I want to fix the ones that I used to wear every day. And they are a bit trashed. They're not, they open up completely like wings, and they're not supposed to do that. But let's be real, I treat cowboy boots like cowboy boots. I work on a ranch, I work outside. I wear these like they're supposed to be worn. So eventually this is gonna happen. But what I was wondering is if I formed the leather back together, can I just sew it? Can I just sew it back together? I don't even care if it's pretty because most people don't even see the top of the boot. They only see the foot part of the boot. I just want to start wearing my boots again. Yay. Yay. Hello, hello. Do they have 6, 7, and 8? Oh, I only saw 1 through 5. Sorry, I thought you said 1 through 8. I saw FD1 depressing that everyone lived only to die. I was talking about the logging truck. When I lived in Oregon, no one got behind those trucks. Need the right thread for sure. I can't remember the type though. Need to back. I have a bunch of fake leather, thick and thin, all kinds of pleather, vinyl, all kinds of fun stuff. Ah, we lost. Oh, it's okay. That's all right. We won 11 straight games. Sorry, I was watching hockey and I looked up and the game was over. Need to bat. Okay. So by hand with leather curved needle. I actually have a leather curved needle. I actually do. I would probably try it by hand too. That's a good idea. That is a really good idea. I'm so overzealous. I want to use my machine because with the machine, it just goes zip, zip, and it's done. How much shit have you been kicking in your shit kickers? They split where the good shoemaker stitched them. I should be a shoe tester. I should be a cowboy boot tester because I wear I do real cowboy stuff, so I should be a boot tester. They need that patch to form around the back of the leg. They have the Final Destination movies on the app. Tubi. Oh, I just downloaded Tubi like a month or two ago. I'll definitely check that out. I need something. Thank you. I actually need something new to watch. I am in a total show hole right now. Sometimes doing by hand is less headaches. You're right. You know what? Thank you so much. You guys are totally right. Have the stitches torn or did the leather tear? It's the leather. The leather is torn. I'm a heavy walker. The leather is way, way torn on it. Why don't you, if you're not too busy, Waternay, why don't you come and join us? Well, I know you already are joining us, but you know. Oh man. Oh, did I missed the mark on that one? Let me pull that out a little bit more. Perfect. Perfect. Use beeswax on the thread. Look like it broke the leather at the crease. It's from wear and tear, just from years and years of wear. I've had those for a long time, but I would only wear I would only wear them when I went to Vegas, and those became my winning boots. And so, when the plague hit, I hadn't worn them in a while, and they sat around for a while. And one day, I was like, "Why do I have all this stuff and I don't use it?" So I started wearing them and using them as intended, not just to look really fancy in Las Vegas. And I like the cut of that boot. So tomorrow I'm probably gonna buy something that looks just like it, or its cousin, or it's something that looks identical to it. Because I really like the cut, that wide cut. Plus, I have a big foot. Cowboy boots are really funny that way. They're just like cowboy hats. They don't fit until right around the time when they're about to disintegrate. and my shoes fit perfectly, but they're gonna fall apart on me if I do not do something about it. So I'm gonna go buy new boots because I've been wearing my black ones, but they're pointy and they're way too fancy, and you can hear me clicking half a mile down the road. I will join for the end. I have had a tough day speaking Spanish, cleaning the garage, writing newsletters, doing laundry. I need a rest for a bit. All right, all right. I would have a large patch, full back and over the back ankle and side joints of the shin bone. That is true. I do need support. And that's another thing why I just didn't want to like willy-nilly sew it because um sewing like cowboy boots are long for a reason. You need all that support, you need something to protect your ankles. Especially with my big foot, I kick the tractor, not just walking around, I kick stuff, not even trying. So I definitely need extra protection for my shins. All right. I am way ahead of myself because I've because I decided to actually do some prep work today. But it all worked out because this is going to look great. Can you do something interesting with a patch as you do with your jean repairs? Absolutely. I was thinking about adding a completely different color. Those jeans are pretty funky to be. I'm sorry. Those cowboy boots are pretty funky to begin with. I bought them because they were extraordinary in the first place. And the fact that they're ripping. I'm really glad that you guys talked me out of it because I was just going to throw them on my sewing machine and see what happens. But I don't even have a needle that's thick enough right now. Oh. I've been wearing my black boots, but like I said, they're way pointy and they're not kind to the foot. That is some serious cowboying, what I did today. But I want to save them. And if you can see on the inside, the leather has separated on both sides because it's layered. Because leather is not as thick as you think it is. But I was thinking if I just combine these like that, can't I just go wah and sew it and then sew that and have my boot back? I'm actually glad I didn't destroy my machine over an experiment. Leather glue. I actually might have some in this room. If I go digging, I have all kinds of fun things in this room. I actually might. It's been a while though. It might be all dried up. That's not a bad idea at all, Joy. All right, let me finish this before it gets away from me. That's not a bad idea at all. I actually really like that idea. I would take them to a profession. Well, Dixie, I pride myself on being a bit of a pirate, and I gotta try. I was actually thinking the same thing. I'm going to get new boots tomorrow. I might take them with me to see if they can do something at the shop. If you don't want, you stated if you rip on the, yeah, you might made this up. That's true. Oh, that's right. Leather patch from the inside stitched down after dry. Oh, that's a good idea. You're right, though. By the groceries, there's a grocery store that I go to that's like, well, I say it's in the middle of my town. It's like not too far of a drive. Even for me, it's a few minutes. Um, it's in the middle of my town, but I go there, and whenever I'm leaving, there's a shoe repair place. And I feel like it's like the last shoe repair place on this side of, in Southern California, at least on my side of town. But it's the strangest thing because um you really do not see repair shops like that anymore. So I want to take my boots in there, but I'm always so busy, and I have I don't know, about 6 or 7 pairs of boots I'd want him to save that I still have over the years. I needless to say, I have not thrown away one of my work boots because I like them, but they all need to be resold. And then I buy a new pair of boots with the intentions of resoling them, and I never do. But then I'm gonna go to this guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll resole all of them for like $700." I have a bad feeling it's going to be something crazy. But maybe I'm just overanalyzing it, and I should go find out. But shoe repair seems extremely niche, and I have quite a few pair of leather boots that I refuse to get rid of. I just need to go in there and stop speculating. Oh, wow. That missed the mark. Perfect. Beautiful. I believe that went all the way around. Maybe a guy that polishes boots would be able to do it. I actually have. Oh, you're using the new floral color. I am. I love that. I love this pattern. I was inspired today, so I've been working on this for a while today. That's why I'm all ready and I have everything ready to go. Okay, is that evenish? Though looks great. Dixie, I have 2. I'm not saying I'm a shoe shine person, so please don't ever ask me. Oh, that's gross underneath. All the spiders are going to be so mad that I moved this. But I have 2 of these. I thought I had one, but I inherited another one. Hey, Commander. Hello. Great to see you. Yay. I have 2 of these shoe shine kits, and I use these. This is why my boots are so black. But these brushes are that one's not old, but these brushes are old. These are from my pops and my grandfather. Those brushes are I found that at my grandfather's house. These brushes are really old. And I try to keep whatever color they are. That's what color I use. Yay! Hi, Commander. Great to see you. Yay! Hello, hello. Thank you. That's what keeps all my boots nice and shiny. People always ask me, "Oh, your boots look great," and I'm like, "It's for a reason." Oh. I actually shined my black ones yesterday, and they were beaming in the sun today. Thank you, Dixie. Thank you. Yay, hello, Commander. I can't sleep at some point. I'm going to go to sleep. Luckily, the scheduled time to meet Starsky is late enough, or I probably will wake up. Awesome. I hope you have a great time, Commander. I wish I had one. I I worked at that kid. I worked at that kid. And when I found the other one, I was like, you guys were hoarding this the entire time. But the first kit has been around my entire life. That shoe shine kit has been around. A long time ago, my pops taught me how to properly maintain a shoe. So I still use that skill. All right, let's see how that looks. That was I powered over everything on that. Perfect. No daylight in the arm. That's the important part. Where you don't see any daylight. Let's finish the other arm, then we're going to start working on the collar. I'm going to take a quick break though. After I finish this arm. Oh, a sable brush. It's a shame that you have to travel halfway around the world to talk to some friends with your own voice. We strange times we live in. Strange times, Commander. Strange times. Oh. Okay. There we go. Speaking of friends, Kilroy, I hope you're okay if you're listening. Or if you're watching this in the future, I hope you're okay. And if not, I'll be here. I'll be here with my terrible jokes and pirate sewing. Oh, right. Perfect. This arm is going along well. It's usually the other way around. It's usually the last thing you do that always gives you a hard time. But today, it was the other arm that was not going willingly. Oh, right. Oh. They were playing the Gap Band today at one of the thrift stores, and they were playing my song "Don't Miss That Train." So I was jamming out, and it's stuck in my head right now. But that's literally my song. I love that song, and that video is 1980s Venice, California, like premiere 1980s Venice, California. Before we were all ruined. I'm kidding. Absolutely, Water Day. Absolutely. And I told I told everybody about what happened to me with the guy with the with the corset, and Kilroy wasn't here to hear me say the D word out loud, which I have not repeated since I said it once. Okay, so the first night of Hanukkah during the menorah lighting, there was just a few windows lit in the presidential palace. There was a silhouette of a stocky dude like Zelensky. It probably was. That's awesome. Missing your witty humor, Kilroy, and hope you're doing well. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, we're extremely motley crew without you, Kilroy. Okay, that is perfect. Beautiful. Let me move these scissors, turn off this machine, change my angle. Some people lost their shit when I told them that, not in a good way. That's weird. People, you never know how someone's gonna react. You never know how someone's gonna react. All right. I keep on forgetting to finish this Fendi coat because it's under everything. My fake Fendi, I should say. Oh, this is gonna look great. Whoops. I'm so eager to try it on. I'm gonna try it on. Oh, oh. I'm gonna move this back just a little bit so I can show off the back of this couch cushion. I'm gonna add a giant collar because I have to do justice by this by adding a giant collar on this. I love the coloring of this. I love the way it looks, and this does remind me of every old school couch I ever saw back in the day. And by some weird miracle, the cups are perfect. Or, I measured it properly. Okay. I'm going to throw this on real quick, clear off my desk a little bit so I can make a collar. Perfect. Oh, that looks great. Now that is a couch cushion of a coat. A while ago, I made something that I called Lucy's coat. I could totally see Lucy wearing that one. Oh, all right. So I'm going to clean up a little bit. I'm going to make a collar. Thank you. Reminds me of camo somewhat. Yeah, in the Victorian era, you could hide and behind next to wallpaper. Thank you, Dixie. Thank you. Absolutely, it needs a collar. Could be funny if you did some embroidery, to articulate the vines and flower. Oh, to accentuate. Maybe I should put my glasses on. I've been wearing them every night though, because I have to drive young Mr. Sewing to MMA class, and I cannot drive without them. All right. Turn this off for a second. Let me measure. Like I always say, measure 3 times. You know what? Let me give me a quick second. I have to see what sweets I have in my house. I think it's time for a brownie break. Oh yeah, they're definitely having a rager outside. Good for them. It's probably Christmas break. I hope the kids have a great time. And I don't know why people get upset with what you do with your own money and your own time. Commander, I'm going to tell you from personal experience, as somebody who can afford their habit, no matter what you do, people are going to judge you. I like everything I do, hoarding sewing machines. I love what I do, but no matter what, wear your glasses. They look good on you. So you can look where I do need to put them on. Hey, butterfly. I can't say hi. I have a puppy wrangling duty tonight. I love your new coat. Thank you so much, Butterfly. Thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by. I'm taking a quick sugar brownie break. There's quite a few in this room. It's actually deceptive because for as many sewing machines as there's on the table, because I have this sewing machine that came with the table and a sewing machine next to the table, there's 2 sewing machines underneath every single table. So there's quite a few in this room. Hey, hello, butterfly. Kava. I tried. I forgot that I purchased these beautiful brownies the other day on one of my million Walmart trips. Oh, Kava bien, y tú? Bien, 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 todo bien, todo bien. My hockey team is not bien. My phone's going off because it's giving all the excuses and notifications from the game earlier. Where's my coffee? It's good to take a break every once in a while. I was extremely prepared today. Today definitely was an eventful day, but I still haven't decided how big I'm going to make this collar, because I keep on saying, "Oh, I'm going to make a 1970s collar," but I'm going to grab the material and see how it goes. Oh man, those brownies are way better than they should be. I have to skedaddle. I like seeing you on Ludi. Ah, ha, ha. Have a great night, Butterfly. Thank you so much for stopping by. All right, let me measure this. My break is over. Mm. Oh, those brownies are so decadent. They're triple chocolate brownies, and they're dangerous. So I had to put them across the room. Okay. All right. So it's probably the same size, but I always measure because using the serger, it has brought my dimensions in a little bit, but I wear baggy clothes. I make my clothes bigger because I think I'm bigger than what I am. So it's actually given me something to pause and to think about. All right, let me grab the material, make a mock up. I always think I can do this like on my desk, but I need to be able to stand up while I'm doing that. Perfect. I bet those brownies melt in your mouth too. They're so awful. They're awful. But that's why I give a disclaimer. Please do not take any legal, medical, or culinary advice from me. I'm a pirate. I can only imagine. No brownies on hand. I have very terrible eating habits, but I'm an extremely active human, so I use that to justify my terrible eating habit. I have such bad eating habits that my son stopped me from buying tacos off a taco truck. They were in the middle of a rando parking lot, and he's like, "You don't know where they came from." And I was like, "I don't care where they came from. I just want tacos." All these tables have come in so handy. All right, let me grab my excuse me, grab my rotary tool and my phone. Oh, what did I do with it? I don't think that's the one. I do not think that's the one. What did I do with my rotary tool? And I do have another one, but it's dull. Because rotary tools and I just don't get along. That's just the way it is. Oh, here it is. Beautiful. I had buttery shortbread on schedule. Might have to expand the list. I am not. I put butter on tortillas because I'm from the West Coast of America, and that's like my. I don't know what I'm gonna eat, but I need to eat something. I do that all the time. Well, it's margarine. Okay, which is probably worse. Okay, so when I see masking tape on this fabric, I try to take it off and it breaks off, or it takes the fabric with it. Oh, that's well. I won't make my collar out of that, but it takes the fabric with it because it's been sitting there so long. All right, I'm going to cut on the other side now that I know where I am as far as the fabric goes. It's almost time to make shortbread. Margarine, you should come in you should come in and discuss it and I'll explain to you. And I do it with both flour and corn and salt. I'm unhealthy. Strong feelings about margarine. Should try painter's tape. No comment on margarine. I am a modern human. I blame Country Crock. Really, I blame Country Crock because I was hooked on that stuff as a kid. And now, as an adult, there's no one to stop me. All right, I am going to. Oh, that. Wow. Oh, that's actually really cool. I might keep that piece. You can see some definite age on here. I really think this stuff has sat there for years until I walked into Modelo Man's shop. Because you can see some serious sun damage on this side. Oh, right. I don't know if it was anywhere else, but a while ago there was this commercial. It was Meet the Butter Tins. That is literally yuck on the margarine. Butter is better. Oh, I have started. I'm not sure we can be friends. There are some lines that just can't. Oh, I have started WW4 over here. I know. Margarine is a controversial topic. No one I know likes it. Margarine and I have been going out for a while. No one I know likes it. I like butter. I don't know. I'm too impatient for butter. I like margarine because it's ready to go right then and there. Absolutely. It's been a while. Also, thank you, Pam. Thank you. When I say pirate, I mean pirate. Oh, that's hilarious. What do they put on movie theater popcorn? Margarine. It's not real butter. And if you think it's real butter, I have a bridge in Los Angeles to sell you. It's too impatient for butter. I already had one day where the butter was not spreadable here in the house. See, Ollie knows exactly what I'm talking about. Margarine, like straight out the fridge, it's ready to go. Straight out of the fridge, it's ready to go. Okay, that collar is way too huge, even for me. Perfect. I know some theaters that use real I had no idea that my unhealthy habits were gonna. I eat butter like at Thanksgiving and stuff when I'm around my family. No, I did get looked at crazy this year when I pulled out margarine. No. Oh. I have extremely unhealthy habits. I was raised by people that cooked with lard. My man, I don't know how my mom still cooks with lard. Uh, oh, right, that's huge. I think that might be a little bit too big. Yeah, I gotta bring it way, way down. You deserve real butter. I know a theater that uses real butter and real shredded cheese. Wow. Wow. Okay, I have a question though. When is the last time did anyone physically walk into a movie theater? I'm trying to remember. Uh Alexa, what year did Moses with Russell Crowe come out on film?
Film Moses with Russell Crowe came out in 1992. Also, I can let you know what popular programs will be
It's
on
not
TV each evening
1992.
around 6 p.m.
Alexa, thank you.
You are so very welcome.
I don't know who turned the volume down on my Alexa. Somebody turned the volume down on my Alexa. That thing is not as screamy loud when Magic Mike came out. I watched a movie in October. Joy, Magic Mike, Dixie, the Titanic. It's been a while for me too. It's been a while. And I'll tell you why, because my son's with me Monday through Friday, watched FNAF in the theater. And like when he was a little kid, we'd go see movies. Oh my gosh. No, that can't be the last time. I think about 11 years ago, we went to the Pantages Theater in Hollywood, and we saw Nightmare Before Christmas, and they had like people come out and dancing and everything. It was awesome, and and then we watched it for Christmas. All right, I might bring my collar in a little bit, but then I'm just gonna back it up and sew it on and see what it looks like. I want it to be huge, but I'm kind of over the huge collar. Okay, actually, what I'll do is bring it in more like this. Perfect. I'm trying to concentrate and not like cut my phone case at the same time. I'm gonna bring my collar in an inch or two. Perfect. All right, that's a decent sized collar. All right. To line or not? Well, it needs more integrity, so I'm gonna have to line this. I have a ton of that other material, but I want it. You know what? I'm gonna get extra funky and line it with something else underneath. Okay. So I have this. This is that weird, like almost indoor outdoor stuff, and I love working with it, but it's perfect for a collar. And there goes my rotary tool. Awesome. Awesome. Perfect. Just need to find my pin cushion. It's always funny how the collar seems to take longer than anything else. But I'm trying to not I'm trying to make the color look, The last movie I saw was Twister at a drive-in theater. Sorcerer 2 layers. I love you know what it kind of is awning material. It's weirdly thick. I like working with it because it makes everything else malleable. Like even this material, it has a tendency to run. It's sticking right to it. Perfect. I'm gonna start saying excellent like Mr. Burns. Oh, all right. So I was I went to Popeye's Chicken again. And I need to learn my lesson because every time I go in there, something crazy happens, but it's the people that eat there and it's not the employees. So I live in a mainly Mormon town, and it's not rare to see missionaries at all. And these kids were eating inside of the Popeyes, minding their own business. And I laughed because this one kid eagerly waved at me, and I was like, hi, 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 how's it going? They're just nice. I don't have a problem with it. They're just eager, nice young kids. This man walks in, and I'm standing there with my son at the counter. We're ordering food, and he walks in. He's like, oh, elders. Awesome. And he's loud, but I'm loud, so I don't judge. Next thing I hear, he turns to one of the kids and he's like, are you Mexican? My son looks at me and he's like, please don't say anything, please. I said, all right, all right. And then he looks at this. Okay, keep in mind, these kids, they get sent around the world. They get sent to all these crazy places. These kids are not from my town. My town's really expensive. They were eating a Little Caesars pizza inside of Popeyes because it was cold. They were just minding their own business. They were they were drinking soda, hiding from their handlers. I don't know. My whole point is this man walked up to them and was so rude, like It really took me aback of how crazy people are. Something has happened where people no longer have a filter. And then he looks at these young men and he's like, "Did you know Mexicans aren't Latin?" And I said, "OF" out loud. And my son looked at me and I was like, "Look, I can't help it. I can't help it." But it was so strange to me that this guy was so rude to these kids. They're just trying to eat their food. They don't need a history lesson. And that guy was wrong about history anyway. This is why I cook most of my food and hide in the house. It's just strange. I think it's the time of year though. It brings out all the characters. I have a policy of leaving people alone in mind, especially when I'm trying to eat, man. Oh, crazy, crazy time. All right. The collar sits perfect once it's nice and stiff. Oh, Kilroy's not here to make fun of me for saying nice and stiff. I'm gonna put all this material away and then I'm gonna serge it and then I'm gonna sew it to my coat. I'm excited. I'm almost done with this. And this is really, really good material to use for the collar. All right, so I'm gonna put this on my desk before I lose it and go looking for it. That's been my new theme lately is where is this or that? And it's literally 2 feet away from me. But that's one of the reasons I put my wallet in the same place I put my keys, because I am that person that would lose my keys every day. But I have a set spot. And let's be real. What did I do before I could walk in a parking lot and click my car? Because sometimes I forget where I parked. That happened to me today at Walmart. I was like, oh, crud. What door did I walk in? So I just started walking towards that door, hitting the button. And my car found me. I love this material. I'm gonna make a 1950s head wrap with this. I absolutely, and it's for the microfiber is weirdly stretchy. Oh. All right, I think I have. Oh, there's more scraps over here. What did I do with that bag? Perfect. This week has been. I have had a ton of. I've had a ton of crazy experiences this week. Be a decent human. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was so annoyed at this guy. Like he walked in, and the one thing that bothers me the most is that people were minding their own business. Like where I'm from, people leave each other alone. Like honestly, there are some really hardcore viewpoints where I live. And for 99% of the time, we leave each other alone, and there really isn't problems here that aren't, that you don't have problems anywhere else. We have the same problems of everywhere else, but not like anything too hardcore. So, needless to say, when I went, oh, the guy stopped talking because he saw my reaction. But I just thought it was rude. I thought he was extremely rude. I would never walk up to somebody and say anything like that ever. But again, I have a strict policy of minding my own business. It's just weird to me. I think there's a certain kind of etiquette that has disappeared. And maybe it's me. Maybe I pay too much attention to it. All right. I didn't think we were going to have the Surger Power Hour this evening, but I have to make the caller. Awesome. I kind of laugh at what is considered heavy duty. I did pull out that the Singer heavy duty, and it made me laugh. I have 1960 sewing machines that are all metal that I would consider industrial compared to that. Or like my 1950 Singers, those things, they'll take a licking and keep on ticking, as the saying goes. All right. Perfect. These were the scissors that I recently purchased that were not as sharp as I thought they were, but they still have a bit of an edge to them. Oh, that's gonna look great. I figured this is a good. I'm gonna right now I'm working on a video of everything I made in 2023, but I had to cut all my clips down to 4 to 5 seconds because the video was coming out to be 45 minutes. So I really chopped it down. I condensed it down to 9 minutes. I had to because I had so much footage, and I haven't even got to the stuff that I've been making on the live stream. I was thinking about calling it My So-Called Life the Movie because it's so long. Perfect. Super anticlimactic having a working serger. Perfect. All right. All right, I'm going to switch my camera angle back. Perfect. All right, so let me move my Golden Girl chair now that I think about it. I have been shopping chairs lately, and eventually I will get one, but I like the comfy chair. But even when I sit down, I can see myself slowly sinking into the chair, even with my cushion. So, but I'm not going to spend another $100 at Office Max just to get ripped off by a chair that won't even last a month in this room. I should be a boot tester and a chair tester for the for the amount of wear and tear that I give those things. Perfect. Color looks perfect. So I have a question. Am I gonna have to steam? Can I can't put a light iron up against this, but can I steam it or will the microfiber just evaporate? Because I do have a steamer in here, believe it or not. I got it from Amazon a year ago for Christmas. Perfect. But the tips of the collar are just a bit, they're tipping out, but that's because of the serger. And I know through time eventually they'll mold to where they need to be, but I'm wondering, can I steam them or is that like too harsh of a process? And I don't think I've ever used my steamer. I have all these fancy irons now and steamers, and I don't think I've ever used my steamer before. Pressing cloth on very low. Why not steam? Depends on the iron, really. I was trying to type that on it. Test a scrap first. Very good. Very good point. Because the reason I was talking about this steamer is because I was looking at it. This thing is dusty, but I got this brand new last year. And true late night confessions, I have never used this thing. But it looks really good with all this junk I have in here. Because I trust my irons more, and so I end up ironing instead of steaming anything because I trust my iron. It's weird. I'm weird. I know. I know. And so because of that, I forgot that I had this steamer in here. Perfect. You also bought a new one recently, right? That one I've been using a lot. The portable that portable Panasonic iron, I don't see a problem with it. It doesn't stay hot that long. Like it stays hot for like 20 minutes, but once you put it on the charger, it charges it right up. So I like it. A lot of like it got a lot of really bad consumer because I went online and I looked and a lot of people were complaining, but like I like it. It's still better than my cord. Like the cord one I have, I can walk around with it. I've been using the Panasonic one a lot. and I wanted to test it out. So I pressed I pressed some shirts. It works. That I scored on that. Like, and you know, the funny thing is, once I paid $80 for my Hamilton Beach iron, I was like, I am never going to have a cordless iron. I just accepted the fact that I will never own a cordless iron. And you know what? I found one on Black Friday deal at a thrift store. I like to think that the person upgraded, but you know, who knows? Perfect. Perfect. Let's make sure I didn't pin it to the other coat. Beautiful. Awesome. That Panasonic runs perfect. I'm going to write someone a letter. I should be testing quite a few products. You know, every time I say I'm going to write a letter, I show my age. I'll be right back. Oh. Okay. So now now I'm going to finish this coat. And next week, I'm going to have this stream with all my unfinished projects. That will be a 5-hour stream of me just putting in hems, putting in cuffs. I still want to know why my other shirts fit perfectly. Was I cutting it differently? And every single one, the arm seems longer. All right. I still don't know what I'm doing with that pattern, but I will figure it out. Perfect. I set out to dress like a couch cushion, and this is definitely going to be mission accomplished on this one. Well, I didn't go this weekend, but next time I do go downtown, I definitely am going to purchase some more of this microfiber fabric because I love how this stuff comes out. And I was looking at my Santee Alley coats that I made. I love the way they look. But I think more than anything else, it's the microfiber and how it feels. Oh, right. Perfect. Oops, missed that needle by the hair on my chinny chin chin. Perfect. Who is stuck on what? Oh, what are we stuck on? Oh, the Fabra! Oh, it is stuck in there. Come on. Oh, this is going to take me a second to get this piece out. It is literally stuck on the foot. Yeah, you are not letting it out. Okay, I'm going to have to take the whole thing out. Come on. It is physically stuck on the piece. It is jammed on both sides. So I'm either going to have to cut it out or finagle it out. I'm trying to finesse it out before I have to cut it out completely. But that is crazy. It's like I said earlier, it's always in the end when something crazy like, oh, here we go. Oh, wow. Okay. So I'm going to cut this and try that again. Wow. Okay, let's take that out. That's just a mess underneath there. We will figure that out later after I finish this piece. Wow. Okay, let's try that again. It is it was inside this is an A foot, I believe. I can't remember what it's called, but it has the split in the middle. And so it got caught in there because I was right on the edge, and the surged lip literally got caught on underneath it. Perfect. All right. Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna run it through one more time because, like I always say, reinforce your seams. It's not just a saying; it's literally what you're supposed to do. Well, what you should do. All right, perfect. One of these days. One of these days. Workhorse. Baby lock for the win. You know what's really funny? I got so lucky by getting this machine. I completely scored getting this baby lock. Whoever had it put miles on it, and I've put a ton of miles on this machine. Like a ton. All right, let's see what it looks like. Moment of truth, as I always say. Oh. I gotta finish that fake Fendi coat. Every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, I want to wear it, but it doesn't have a collar. Oops. I think we're definitely gonna have a finish palooza Monday. So if you got 'em Monday. All I want for Christmas is my 2 front cuffs. Okay, so this collar is giving me a hard time, but that's okay. Why, hello.
Hello. I'm here from Butter Advocates for Margarine Marginalization.
We hear you. We acknowledge your organization. The floor now advocates, but the floor now recognizes the margarine, the anti-margarine constituency. I might have to redo the collar, but I like how it looks. Collar's a little too pop. It's stiff.
How is everybody doing?
Thank you, Joy. Alibaba stands with butter, couch potato. I like it. I could totally lounge on the couch with this. This is comfy. That's one thing I love about the microfiber. It is comfortable. Now this is a time traveler's coat right here.
You can hide in the Sears.
I could hide in Victorian wallpaper. You would never see me. You would never see me. It's a thing. That would be my one and only superpower. And you'd have to match the color of my coat.
I like the drape of that fabric. Excuse me.
I had to do one more coat. The right side isn't Alibaba. The right side isn't being nice, but I think it's more me than anything else. But the collar is also, the material is really stiff, so I just need to adjust it. I have really hardcore neck and collar issues when it comes to clothes. But I love how this looks. I spent all afternoon. This is what I chose to do this afternoon was search this and watch amazing things on YouTube.
Oh no. No, what? Maybe that's how contributing. You got a little pull. I'm pointing like you can on the back of your shoulder right here. There's a little catch.
I'm telling you, it's my freaking tie. There is I can see it, but that's okay. Because here in the House of Sewing, there's sewing machines in here.
I wasn't sure if it was pulling and contributing to your collar frustrations.
It's the collar. It's the collar. But that's okay. I might take the collar off completely and add a hood. I don't know. Whatever. I'm done. I'm feeling froggy, so I'm going to jump on my chair.
Woohoo!
Hold on, let me set up my eagle friend. He can be my model.
I saw a video recently that said that sound that they always put in movies that's supposed to be the eagle is actually, I think they said it was a hawk.
Oh, don't tell me that.
And
You've destroyed my. Did I tell you about my theory about behind the music? I don't want to know how the video goes. I just want to see the video go.
I like both because I really like seeing how things work.
It's the collar that's bunching.
Alibaba suggested that you press with the hand and form the collar a bit.
That's why I like. That's why I really like the stiff material. I'm gonna push the eagle around it to form it, because the eagle's gonna create a dome around the collar. Boop. Tuck it underneath the eagle. Uncle Sam's your uncle. Instead of Bob's your uncle. Oh yeah, they're definitely having a kiddie party. What time is it right now? 9:30. Oh yeah, they do. The kids are going home. Oh,
I wonder if they were having a Christmas party. Or maybe Hanukkah. Are they Jewish?
No, they're Mormon.
Ah. Christmas then.
No, it's always so quiet around here that like you can tell, like when my neighbors that just moved, when they used to argue in front of their house, the whole neighborhood could hear everything.
Oh dear.
Oh,
See,
and you're
nobody. What?
You're doing the robot.
All right. I shall return.
Do you see how serious that eagle looks with that coat on? He looks serious. That eagle is all business. All business. That eagle is all business. Just giving everybody the eagle eye. There you are. So I told everybody about my experience with the corset. And you know, I'm gonna show it in my short. I walked past a sewing machine, and after further overanalyzation, I think it was because I didn't feel comfortable walking back up to him.
Oh no.
And I swear he had the only sewing machine in that entire place, and I walked right past it.
What was it?
A brother. They're like, and this is not an indictment on the brand, even though it kind of will sound like one. They do not always okay, so when I buy, this is gonna be sad, but even with a 1980s plastic Singer, I know it's still probably gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers are like parts missing. I have a brother that retails for $300. I bought it for $20 at a thrift store. I thought I scored. It only sews backwards. I had it one time. I don't even know what I did. I'm telling you the truth. One time I got it to sew straight, and then I pulled it back out. I said, "This is gonna be the best backup machine I've ever had." Sews backwards.
Is it one of those where the motor, if the wires are going on the motor, it runs the motor backwards?
I'm gonna have to you know, that's a really good point. I think I told you I watched a video. I think it's like Brooklyn Garage or something, where it's a man who fixes sewing machines on the East Coast. And he was like, I was like, oh my gosh, I clicked on the video and he's like, this is a brother only sewing backwards. I was like this through the entire video. I think that might be the problem. But I just I'm trying to think, what other brands do I have? Well, I have my Janome. Like most sewing machines I buy, even the Japanese clones, they work. I have quite a few brothers that if I ever do have a Viking funeral for sewing machines, they're all gonna go to Valhalla. Every single one of them. And I have like, see, that's the thing. The 1950s and 60s brothers were just like the singers. Those things were solid.
Mm-hmm.
But the second it became plastic, like, and they were so widely sold because Brother is a massive company. It is a massive company that sells around the world to everybody, you know. Plus, if you show me a bag of dills, I'm running. Sorry. Okay, it's twice tonight. It's twice that I've said it. Someone just left. I knew that was gonna happen. That's twice, but that's what happened. I'm sorry. That's literally what happened. I live in a simulation. Sometimes I'm like, is this real life? I am like that kid in the back that got his wisdom teeth pulled, you know? Like, it was the strangest thing. And I also told my story about that rude guy at Popeyes.
That one I heard.
That's why I always have a mean look on my face.
Mm.
So people don't talk to me. I just think it's weird that people I think all kinds of intrusive thoughts. I don't let them win.
Right?
I don't walk up to people. Do you want to know why? My grandmother was like that. There's a very famous story in my family. My grandmother had no filter, and my mom was she was balding before she found out she had cancer. She couldn't understand why. She was losing her hair, and she confided in her mother. I'm losing my hair. It's concerning me, you know. In the middle of church, my grandma points at this lady and she's like, "See, you're not losing your hair like her." And like we're all there, like I froze. We were like, you goes like,
no.
what? There's no comeback from that. And the lady didn't even turn around.
Oh my goodness.
She was mortified, I bet.
Wow.
No filter whatsoever. She was so mean. And when we were kids, she was the queen of etiquette. My grandmother was like the queen of etiquette. You couldn't let's just say you couldn't start a sentence with a proposition in front of her. Let's just say like, she was an English teacher. So like, you know, she was no joke. Or you end a sentence with a proposition. I can't remember. It's been so long since she's yelled at me.
Just so you don't get in trouble, it's preposition. A proposition is what the guy with the corset seller was doing.
To me, they sound they're going the same direction. Who says that? Hey, oh, so you're into that kind of stuff. It's a corset. It's a corset. I purchased a corset for science too. And it's not my size. I tried it on. It's nowhere near. I'm way too big for it.
So, did you show us this corset?
Of course I did, but you always miss the first half an hour.
Oh, sorry. I was recuperating.
This is the non-racy one. There was one that was weird, like that cheap rubber vinyl. And then there was another one that was French made red. And that would be the day I got pulled over and had to explain why I was in the back of my car. Kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, that's a pretty fabric.
The funny thing is, that's what I saw first. And like, I'm looking at it and it's like it's surged in the back. Like, I'm taking notes. I want to see how this thing was made. And the only way to is to purchase one. Like, that's completely surged. I like looking at it, I can see how it's made. Somebody made this. This is definitely one of a kind. You know. And the other two were weird. It was that weird, like Halloween plastic, that weird vinyl.
Sounds awful. Sounds like margarine.
Yes, it was the margarine of corsets. I had noticed it was for it was a compulsive buy because I got that and that jacket for $1 each. I guarantee you, if I walked up to him tomorrow and was like, "How much for that sewing machine?" He'd be like, "Give me a whopping $5." But I was so mortified, I walked away. You'll see it in my short because I'm literally walking away and filming at the same time.
Did you turn and give him a wink?
No. When he showed it to me, I was like, "Oh, it's very interesting. Thank you very much. Thank you very much."
I'm just picturing you trying to keep a straight face.
It was more shock. It wasn't until I walked away where I was like, "Wow, why does stuff like this always happen to me? Can I take a day off from the weirdness? Can I just take a day off?" Still, it was, I don't know. But like the Doors say, people are strange when you're a stranger. So I know I hadn't been to that swap meet in years. They don't know me from anyone. I walked in wearing my patches, my oh so smiley patches you love.
You cut out. You what?
I was wearing my oh so smiley patches I love that you love. So I looked extra welcoming.
Oh, okay.
Not. See, but this particular side of town is biker country, so no one flinched. Like this particular swap meet is in like a really hardcore place, so nobody reacted or anything.
Baba has questions.
Yes, it's surged around the edges completely. Of the corset. Like on the back, I'll show you.
Of the little flap that goes in between the lacing, or?
Yes. Right here.
Mm.
I'm like showing it like you can see the back. Oh my gosh.
No, we could see.
It's
I don't know. If I were doing all that work on a corset, I don't know that would be the finish of choice for that panel.
As somebody who now is works for Big Serger, I would like to send you a cease and desist immediately. I am now a Serger shill.
Well, but Serge seems tend to go like inside in places they won't be seen, whereas that panel, it looked like it was serged on the top and bottom too, which is going to show between the lacing.
It's like my blind stitcher. It is literally made to stitch underneath, so you don't see the stitches. That's like really cool. Who needs pockets? Like really fast, like at lightning speed.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab a blanket.
The temperature is dropping around here.
A little chilly.
Let me check my notes. I had all kinds of adventures and thrifting, all kinds of things this week. I actually like. Oh, I have a question. Okay. So, I have a question to post for the chat, and anyone can answer. Waternay, of course. Now this is more from an over analytical. I watch a lot of fashion content and people making clothes and critiquing things. Are Amazon clothes cheap?
Well, I tried one thing. Well, no, I guess I've tried a couple when I was trying to find some stuff. I mean, it depends on what you get. You can get some good stuff, and some not so good stuff.
I like in certain worlds, being caught on a runway wearing an Amazon anything is a no-no. In the DIY world, it's different. Like it's different if you upcycle something than if you just like if I put my vest on straight from Amazon and went on the runway, they're gonna be like, dude, we all have that vest. Just how I told you I saw my vest in a video. I was like, oh, I saw my vest in a video. I think some Amazon new clothes are cheap. I purchased a vest that I think is a knockoff. I don't think it's real, but it's supposed to be Milwaukee leather, but or just the Milwaukee brand in general. I don't think it is. I've had it for years. I made a video about it almost 2 years ago. I've had it for a while, but the sizes, like all of the sizes were small, and B, it's cheaply made.
And
Where,
sometimes too.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I read an article. I think it was I read an article, and what it was is sometimes you get different sellers who are selling the thing, and they send their inventory to Amazon, and it all gets put in the same bin that gets plucked from. But you get some sellers who are selling knockoffs, and they get mixed in with the real thing. And so sometimes that can be a problem on Amazon. So you have to just make sure you're getting the real thing. And then other times you get people who are intentionally trying to deceive, but you know.
I'm trying to think if I've ever purchased a t-shirt on Amazon, because the true test is if you wash it and it shrinks. That is like the true test, you know. But the thing is, like, my vest is real leather. I don't know. So you're saying it depends on who you order it from and where you get it from.
Yeah, and also like what brand you're getting. Like you know, if you get the real thing and it's a reputable brand, then it's not necessarily cheap. But if you're getting like some random whatever, then sometimes it can be cheap.
The same vest that I ordered 2 years ago is selling for $30 cheaper now than it was 2 years ago.
Wow.
Does that mean it's a knockoff?
Not necessarily.
They claim to be the dealer, but like I could change my name. I could start an LLC and put one letter off. You know. Lately I've been on this whole thing of like because I order a lot through Amazon, and am I being deceived?
Maybe that's the only answer. It depends.
Because like for me, I really don't care, but I'm buying like official NFL merchandise.
I mean, if it arrives and
for
it's
Christmas
not up to standard, and you can, you know, see that the colors are wrong or that it's not made well, then I mean, you can tell. You personally can tell.
I can tell. I can spot a knockoff like a mile away.
So if it's bad, send it back.
There's this whole kerfuffle in the judging world of like, and when I say judging world, I say clothes of like, is it wrong to judge somebody because they got their thing off of Amazon? Not everybody's rich.
Well, but what are you being judged for? Are you being judged for your ability to put together an outfit? Are you being judged for your ability to make an outfit? Or like,
in certain worlds, it is blasphemy to get caught with the Amazon bodysuit on the runway, because every person in that genre has one, and they'll call you out. It's different when you're at a bar with your friends and you're performing, but if you're wearing an Amazon bodysuit in front of millions of people on television, somebody's gonna say something.
But I mean, so again, what's the context of this runway and contest?
It's basically people claiming to have original clothes and they don't.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, that's a problem. I don't care if it came from Amazon or Chanel. If you're trying to say it's yours and it's not, then I take issue.
And they're also, or it'll be a design challenge, and they'll start with a bodysuit, and that's considered upcycling. It's different if you made the bodysuit. It's
Mm-hmm.
completely different.
Right.
But if you're just adding on, like people tell me all the time, they're like, "I love your vest." I tell them you can make them do, and I'm not even trying to be mean, but I like a lot of my vests are personal. I'll put a Muppet next to King Diamond. I'll put a Slayer patch next to Buzz Lightyear. They're personal. It's one of those funny things.
Well, some people aren't creative, and some people don't have the ability to put things together in a cohesive way.
Because I like upcycling is something I love to do, and I'm gonna be like old man sewing. Like, let me see that coat. Let me put a cool patch on that for you. Like, I'm gonna be upcycling forever. I get it, but like, there's a difference if you claim you made something. I don't feel and check out a person's first. It will never be mine. Exactly. You just can't claim something that somebody else is. Making is different from alterations. Exactly. There's just that big kerfuffle of people being like, well, and also imagine competing with somebody that does have money, that has all original clothes, that has their own tailor. They're gonna blow you out of the water because you're getting everything on, at Marshall's. And hey, I was there today. I'm not judging. Or Ross. I can't tell the difference between the two. I'm not kidding. It was across. What's that?
One year I bought my mom a sweater for Christmas, and she opened it and she seemed to like it, but she seemed weirdly uncomfortable with it. And I'm like, what's wrong? And she says, well, it's nice, but it's too expensive. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I got it at Marshall's. How expensive can it be? And she had, when she was out and about, had been in, department store, whatever, and had seen it, on the table for 2.5 times the cost or something like that. The exact same sweater. And so, might have been a second or something, but it didn't say, and it didn't seem like it. It looked like the exact same sweater. And my mom's like, "Ooh, I don't know." And I'm like, no, it's fine.
I love that. Isaiah, like, he told me, he's like, I want this and this. I was like, bro, he wanted something that was Nike. I looked at him, I said, you're in luck because we live near a Nike outlet. And I waited till sale day and they were giving that stuff away compared to the price online, But you have to wait. I go to Marshalls and Ross because I have an extraordinarily large foot. And they sell affordable shoes. And I'm gonna start taking Isaiah on this one trail by my house.
Oh, okay. That'll
So
be nice.
I'm looking like but like I need to find my other. And I had this moment of like, find your other hiking boots before you buy these ones. Because I think I already bought a pair, but I can't remember now. Because at my other, and that's another thing, at the Marshalls by my house, 13 above, no one's buying them. So the shoes go for $4. They go for $5 because they'll sit there for a long time until some Sasquatch such as myself walks in there with a giant foot.
Wow.
So I always cruise Marshalls and Ross because they have cheaper shoes. And I'm gonna be buying cowboy boots tomorrow. They're gonna be like $200. 150 if those ladies I know are there. But
well, if they're not there, maybe you just need to kind of look around and then you can go back.
I'm trying not to buy red velvet cowboy boots.
I mean, those could be nice under proper circumstances.
I can't wear them every day though. I have to look in the mirror and be like, I'm going in there for I could still wear fancy boots, but like, because I'm constantly looking, I've been getting advertising for these really fancy red velvet cowboy boots.
Well, the red velvet ones would be for special occasions. going to dinner as opposed to going to the field.
But that's what happened with my Vegas boots. And then the plague happened and I stopped going out completely.
Mm.
And those boots sat there for 2 years unused, and then I started wearing them every day.
Mm. But, it's not like your feet are going to grow. You can save them for when you're going out.
Well, I'm glad that I got a consensus that I shouldn't destroy my machine and try to sew them. That's really important to know because I was going to do it tonight live and destroy a needle and possibly my machine.
Oh, no.
I'm extremely eager, but I'm going to buy new boots tomorrow. So, like, why am I jumping? And if you looked in my closet, you would yell at me for the amount of shoes that I have. You would be like, "How many feet do you have?"
Well, much like sewing machines, let she who is without shoes cast the first stone.
Good to know.
I mean, I've talked to you about Fluvog and American Duchess, and
that's why I feel bad tomorrow even buying boots, but like I need new cowboy boots for my everyday wearing life,
Well, right. Just because you have several shoes does not mean that you have the right shoes for the occasion.
And lately I've been wearing my black cowboy boot, but it's more of a church shoe because they're fancy.
See,
not like I go to church, but these are real. These are like real.
Mm.
And they're Italian.
They have like 1960s vibes.
I love
That's
those
cool.
shoes. I love, and I'm the whole time I wear those, I'm clacking with my boots. I love those boots. But those are my Man in Black boots. Like when I wear all black, I put those on. I love those things. But I don't want to destroy them like I did my Vegas boots,
Right. Those are not work boots. Those are looking fancy boots.
And they're like those were the backup to my backup.
It's like the people who say, how do you walk in such and such such and such inch heels? And it's like, well, you don't. Those are not walking shoes. Those are going and sitting down at dinner shoes.
Very carefully is how you do it. Very carefully.
Alibaba says zigzag a patch with a touch and throw will easily fix that small blemish on the boots. Just give it a whirl. Zigzag a patch with one, and you will be doing it at the you will be doing at the square dance.
I like that. I actually know every song, and if you put on Achy Breaky Heart, I would shock you right now. Yeah, I said it. That's how old I am. Oh no, I have that song stuck in my head. Good times. For some reason, in 1990, I don't know why, my junior high, and it was every generation, the last semester of every school, the last semester, they would spend the last 6 or 5 months teaching you square dancing, and we all knew it was coming. And still to this day, I remember every step. I remember every move, all of it. And I guarantee you, every single one of those teachers probably aren't even around anymore, but their dances will live on forever because they taught me. As long as I'm around, their dances will live on.
Well, in the 90s, line dancing was hugely popular, so everyone was going out line dancing.
They taught us. We were ready. I could still do it.
Did they teach you swing dancing too?
They tried. They tried. They did try. But oh gosh, what were they called? The big bad voodoo daddies?
Mm-hmm.
When they came around, all of a sudden everybody wanted to swing. I had a really good friend. all of a sudden he would always just wear his hair slicked back. All of a sudden his hair was up here and then he would slick it back. We were so skinny. We started rolling our shirts up. Like we thought we were so tough. I was there for that era. I remember the big bad voodoo daddies.
Same.
I saw Los Lobos at the Performance Arts Center by my house, and I'm like, I'm looking around, and I'm like, I'm the youngest person in here. Willie Nelson was worse. When I saw Willie Nelson, I went with my parents. I was truly the youngest person in there. Willie Nelson was awesome, though. He's the only he's like Snoop Dogg. He's smoking J's in front of and has the cops protecting him. I think I still have the Whiskey River cup around here somewhere. I never drank. I bought coffee cups and a shirt. I still have the shirt, and I never drank out of the coffee cups.
I think I sent it to you. It was a live performance of Warren G and Kenny G doing
that's
Regulate.
Awesome. You did send that to me. You did. Sometimes I'll wake up and click on it, and I'm like, and then I wake back up and I was like, was I dreaming about Warren G and Kenny G? That was the strangest dream ever had in my life ever. No, that was a good video. All right, I've been going for 3 hours and 11 minutes. I think we came and we saw, we conquered, we made clothes. I'll be back at it on Monday for sure. Oh, excuse me. Right now I'm working on a short of my trip to the San Fernando Valley swap meet. And now that I told you that spicy story, that will be on your mind the entire time you're watching it. And like I said, I've been working on everything I've made in 2023, but the video was 46 minutes long. And so I condensed it down to 9 minutes. But that's just showing off what I've made. I kind of thought 46 minutes was excessive. Laugh out loud. Yes, the spice will be noted. So, yeah, I'm working on everything I made. But it might be a two-parter because last year's was a two-parter too, because I make so much stuff and I don't realize it until the end of the year. And I'm like, who else made 300 pieces this year? No one. No one. I only made like 100 something this year, but I'm just saying I made a lot of clothes this year. But you know, I'll be back at it to make more. Take care, everyone. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here, Joy. Thank you so much. I'm gonna fix that collar. I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna make a whole video of I'm gonna fix this collar. Or it might add a hood. I don't know. I'm feeling super froggy about that couch cushion. I made a lot. Exactly. Like you're so it's shocking how at the end of the year you're like, I made all of that. Like it's shocking when you really look and see all the stuff that you've made. It's weird. So I really had to condense that video down because nobody wants to sit there. And plus, I don't think the copyrights can take it anymore for 46 minutes of music. Because it's gonna be everything I made in 2023, the musical. You know, I do
choreography and
I dance. And if you challenge me enough, I know the opening to Newsies. I know a bunch of the HMS Pinafore. Oh, I could sing British Tar all right now. A British Tar is a soaring soul. And Pirates of Penzance, you know. I'll shock you. To anyone watching this in the future, I absolutely thank you. There is like 40 or 50 of you that watch this in the future. I appreciate every single one of you. To everyone that's still here, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I'll be back at it on Monday for sure. Joy, thank you so much for being here. Alibaba, Pam, Skits, everybody else, polished and assembled. I will see you guys on Monday for sure. And remember, always be yourself, reinforce your seams, and I will definitely see you next time.